Hello, welcome back to this channel. Somewhat forgotten. Um, I haven't spoken to anyone in over a month actually. Well, just a little bit over a month. So it's a bit weird because I'm in this space now where it's like I am on ground zero. Hopefully everyone's doing well right now. Right now, like I'm too exhausted even to make normal vlogs. Like in the vlogs, I basically not like about 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks, 2 weeks ago, maybe. I was just too exhausted to make a vlog like I would usually do, so I just submitted one without any narration or caption or any storyline in the video because I was just too exhausted. But at the same time, I want to upload a video, so there's like this fight in me that was like saying I want to upload something, but at the same time, I'm like, but I don't have the energy really to write anything down in a caption. And I just uploaded it, and I felt like, okay, that's the direction that we're gonna go from now in the vlog channel. And I'm like, yeah, because that's the only thing that I can give at the moment because I am so exhausted and depleted. Like I can stay in bed for a long time. I'm too afraid these days that I am maybe there is maybe I am depressed again and I feel like, oh no, maybe I should go to the doctor again. But to going to the doctor takes so much energy to go, and then it's not going to be just one time because when you go you actually have to come back to get your blood test results. You need to get your blood tested, and then after that, things will just keep going like snowballing, and you have to go to places, and if you have to go to places that's going to cost money to go there. And if I need medication, that I will cost more money that that is hard to come by these days. And it feels like I can't even like spending time in bed is exhausted enough for me. Like, and there are days like about two the past one maybe about no the past 2 weeks, but not this week, like the week before, 2 weeks beforehand. I was basically up every day cleaning the kitchen. Like there is a vlog about that, but that's just like a snippet, like a full, like just a short and of what I was cleaning. So I was cleaning like almost the whole cabinets that are in the kitchen, like pulling it out and actually wiping it and washing everything inside of it. And that not supposed to take like 2 weeks, but it did for me because I have to take it really slow. Because if I didn't, it would just burn me out and I would not do anything. And this is even with like dishwashing. Dishwasher is not even like everything is being done by hand. So it just shows like, and I did it like for every single day for like 2 weeks, slowly. And it's just like the chronic illness version of cleaning basically. Because like if I were healthy and I had energy and I don't have to be worried about energy wise, it probably takes a day. Like it shouldn't be taking that long, to be honest, because while the things are in the dishwashing machine, I could just wash a little bit more by hand and everything. And it could have been done like in 2 days, like realistically speaking, but it took me 2 weeks. And the negative voices are in my head quite often. It's very faint. It's barely there, but because I think the habit of having them there was just too much and too long. Like I had them in my head, like almost all my life, 40 years. So just a very like slither of like existence inside there kind of can take over the whole thing. Like if you have water and then you put like a little dye, like the whole water is tainted with the dye. Basically it's kind of seeps through the whole glass of water. It feels a bit like that. Like it's just this little tiny bit, but it taints everything. And right now in Sydney, the weather is ups and down. It's, cold and then it's warm and it's cold and it's warm. And I am a bit afraid that I am becoming depressed again because I am looking at all these travel contents on social media, on TikToks and stuff. In the past, I would definitely be very jealous. I'll be like, oh, I wish I had the money to go and do that. Even though I'm tired, I probably would, you know, if I have money, I can just book longer period of travels with really good hotels so that you don't have to, basically rough it out. And if you have money, you can just do the lazy bits, which is take taxi or stuff. Because for example, if you go to Seoul, Korea, you definitely have to do a lot of like climbing, hiking, and like walking upstairs. So there's a lot of exercise needing to happen when you're overseas, and it's extremely tiring. So now when I see them, I just feel so exhausted, even just by looking at it and by watching it, and all the desires of exploring, of wanting something new, seeing something new, discovering something new, just like gone away from my existence in my head. It just feels so distant, so far away. I guess this is where my head's at. I guess as I said previously, like this channel is just for me to rant. It's not really a proper channel, so to speak. Yeah. So, but this is the public version. I also have like the bit where I'm like, I don't know. I guess my psyche is very split. I feel like I have like a public version rant, and I have like a I have um like very private rant where I needed to be recorded, but I can't share it because I feel like that's just too private. But at the same time, I needed to like record it outside from me, like let it out. It's the same to its writing as well, actually. But anyway, I haven't spoken, haven't used my mouth or tongue to speak in a while, so probably a lot of misspeaking happening right now. What I do like about autumn right now is the fact that in the afternoon, like early evening, is really pretty and also it's very cool. But at the same time, I'm having this extreme mood swings. Like it feels like, oh, what is the point of life? Why am I even here? Things are not getting better. It's just like this negativity. And I realized, like, also with the vlog channel, I realized I probably also trying to spare people from listening to my negative voices inside my head, because once I am putting it inside, the written captions, it feels like it can just spread like wildfire. Like I don't want to spread my negativity as well. So I am kind of just sticking it out with just existing vlogs at the moment, and it's definitely declining in views, but that's the best I can do at the moment. Because on one hand, I don't want to disappear altogether. I still want to kind of show myself, hey, I'm still here, I'm still existing, I'm still here, basically, to my psyche, even though it's basically telling me like really bad stuff, like, you should go die because you waste a space of time, and blah blah blah. And I'm like, yeah, whatever, I will take up space and time. So it's kind of like a rebellion to the negativity inside my brain as well. It's like, here, I'm not even contributing to any of the captions or written words or whatever. I'm here to actually take up space and time. And in a lot of ways, I guess that's just me being rebellious towards the negative voices in my head. But at the same time, I do hope people do that too, maybe to some extent. Maybe not negatively, because I do hope like it do actually carry some positive things, calming things, because sometimes when you read vlogs, because like I don't have the capacity to write things and have things to be too mundane, so to speak, because like my intrusive thoughts would penetrate my intrusive writing. It would become intrusive writing. So it's either like no writing at all, or it's gonna be like intrusive thoughts in writing. Yeah, but anyway, that's just me right now. There's a lot of mental battles happening inside of me, and at the same time I'm too exhausted to fight anything at all right now. So I guess I'm just surrendering to, like, in this very ugly way, surrendering in a very ugly way. It's like, okay, maybe this is it. Maybe life is, this is as far as I go, maybe. And maybe I need to prepare myself for, I don't know, bad things to come and before it actually ends and stuff. Because talking is difficult, and but I don't think it's gonna be bad. I think it's just my mind is bad. But I don't think life is going to turn out bad. Because like right now, like the sun is so pretty and the sky is so pretty. The air is so delicious because it's a bit cool with a tinge of warmth with it. So there are still a lot of good things. It's just that I'm unable to accept it or receive it. And that's, I guess, the bad things about existing right now. I know that's not like this is not a positive update, is it? I'm just exhausted. That's what I am. I am exhausted. And the worst part is I'm not interested in trying to learn anything new. I'm not interested to talk to people. Like there is the energy is just enough to open my eyes, cook and eat and then go back to sleep. I have been playing Tetris for the past 2 days because I'm trying to maybe use it for therapy to some extent. Because if you know, like they have like study done with Tetris of why it would help people with PTSD, especially straight if they have like trauma, because it occupies the visual cortex, like the autospatial visual cortex. So it kind of disrupt flashbacks if you have trauma that has flashbacks, because when you have to visualize the blocks of Tetris being, being spun around, and then you have to kind of approximate whether it will fit into a certain arrangement or not, your brain is actually using the same space, the same area that trauma basically hijacked with flashbacks. So I am playing Tetris with the intention of using it as trauma therapy. Hey man, I'm just trying to do the best that I can with what I have. Yeah, and I realized like I'm actually forcing myself to be really patient because I managed to download the very slow Tetris as well, and it's quite old because it has like two sides. Like it has buttons where you can, go to direction left, right, or down, and then you have a separate button to change like the shape of the block as well, which is what I wanted, because in the old days when I used to play Tetris with an actual physical game gear, you actually have those buttons separated. But when I was like trying to look it up in the earlier when I first started. The games actually are not specifically like Tetris because I think it's copyrighted or trademarked, so not every game can copy it. So you basically it's simplified in one of them. You can just use you just touch the screen to do everything, basically to drag, to go to the left or right, or to change the shapes as well, which I didn't really like. My brain actually likes the separation of the buttons to go left, right, and the directions, and also to change the shapes. Apparently my brain is too vintage. It's like, yeah, the one that is modern, the one that is newer, like you can just press the screen and then it does everything for you. It's faster and I think it's more stimulating for the brain. But I wasn't really looking for that. I was actually looking for it to be slower, which is actually frustrates me more because it's slower. But at the same time, maybe instinctively I knew that's probably what I need more than the speed, because the speed actually gives me so much anxiety. Like when I know the game is over, when it starts speeding up and I'm like, "Oh, I'm losing control over this." So I think based on the study that I read anyway, like the actual effect is in the trying to imagine like how the blocks or the pieces would fit as a puzzle. So that's what you need to, like, from my understanding, that's what I needed to kind of prevent flashbacks anyway. So I chose the slower path. I guess like that's the theme at the moment, like slow everything, slow stimulate, no stimulation or low stimulation and very slow. There is nothing happening. And I guess maybe that's what the brain needs. I am making it up as I go along in life. I'm trying to force my brain to think like we are in heaven, not in hell. We are in heaven, not in hell. Like, rather than thinking, oh, I don't have anything to do right now and I don't have any money coming in right now. Oh, this is hell. Like, when will this change? When will life gets better? When will blah, blah, blah. I'm forcing my brain. Well, it's not successful, but I am trying to make my brain think, "See, this is heaven right now. We have our tea, we have, good weather, we don't have demands of other people as much in the daily life. Yes, we have like demands that needs to be met. And yes, it is definitely exhausting you to the point where you probably just want to rest in peace forever. But outside of that, you still have food, you still can eat, you still can sleep, you still have like your clothes, and you don't have to interact with people as much. So this is heaven. This is what you want. Low stimulation life. Trying to brainwash my I was trying to brainwash my mind. It's not working, but it's a fight, and I know I don't have the energy to fight anymore, so I'm trying to, and it's actually making my body painful, even just fighting giving energy to the fight, but it is what it is, I guess. I caught myself when I was out wearing my coat because it's autumn, so you can wear the coat, like not winter coat, just an autumn coat. And the barrage of negative thoughts in my head is just so much. It's like when I looked at myself, I caught myself, I caught my reflection in not in the mirror, but like on just like the glass when you walk past shops and stuff. And I caught my a glimpse of my reflection, and It just hit me in my head. Why am I so happy just wearing a coat, walking around, budgeting in my brain like, oh, how am I going to spend $20 today? Are you happy with this reality? You're 42 years old. This is not supposed to be, no, you're not, you shouldn't be happy with this reality right now. This is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. I guess like there's self flagellation kind of voices are in my head. And the truth is, it is what it is, right? You don't really have to be ashamed or embarrassed of where you are. You are where you are. Like, unless circumstances change or unless you're inspired to do something and that will lead into something better coming into your life, or, the effort will bear fruit to some extent, and then it will change your life. Then that will happen, and then your life will change. So your life change when your life change, and when it doesn't, it's not. It's just gonna stay the same, and that's just the way it is. And so, there's no need to be embarrassed about it. It's like technically that's the truth. It's like a tree being naked without any leaves during winter shouldn't be embarrassed because it knows in the spring like a new bud will start to flourish again, and by mid spring or early summer it will be flourishing with new leaves again, and it will just be very glorious again. So there's always seasons of everything. The problem is with human, you don't know what season you are in, or whether you will have a different season. You might just be born for like winter, from the beginning of winter to the end of winter, so you will never see summer, spring, autumn. You will never have the cycle. There's a possibility. I'm laughing as I'm saying this because that's the truth, because there's a lot of choices for existing as a human being to some degree, regardless whether I like it or whether I agree with it, whether I believe in it or not. I sincerely really consider, the stories in near death experiences or life with life reviews, with planning for your life, all of this autonomy basically, and these choices. This authority over your own life is actually existing. So, to some degree, I think you do have it. It's just that you don't have it while you're still in the body. So, there's confusion there, I guess. So, there is some sort of plan, like general plan, not like so detailed, but there is a general plan detailed enough for your life. And so if your general plan is basically just to live from autumn to the end of winter, that's it. You're just going to have a very harsh life. You probably have a little bit of a good life in the beginning, and then everything else is just going to go downwards, and before it hits spring, you die. So maybe you have like a really short life, like a 30-year-old life, or maybe a 40-year-old life, or maybe in some cases, some souls. I know this is going off tangent. I know. Some souls decided that, okay, I'm gonna take the whole family karma, so I'm just gonna go in for about 10 years. I'm gonna have a cancer for 5 years, and then I'll be gone, and everyone else have to deal with that particular death, and that will be one of part of their lessons in that life, and I will be taking that on in that small bodies. So that's the plan, that's the game plan basically, for a soul to come in to do that, and then they probably already have like another plan, another life planned out afterwards. So there's that. I understand, like in a bigger picture kind of way, that's what's happening. The thing is, the thing is, when you're in a body with negative voices, the experience is very different. When you have been here for decades and the needle is keep moving backwards, and then sometimes you choose to basically gather all your energy and you're trying to push with all your might for the needle to push forward. And then as soon as you lost your energy, you spent all of your energy, it just brings back into where it was before, because there is this, I think there is this certain rules that you can't really mess up things, because there's always going to be a certain pacing, a certain pacing and timing for your life, and you can't undo it. You can try to, change it, but it will just allow you to do it, and then you're just gonna circle back to the point where you needed to be. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm just making excuses and stuff for why my life is not working out. I understand that too. I don't even have the energy to escape anymore. Also, it's winter again, so my skin is getting bad again. It's always like this, like clockwork, basically. Um, but yeah, I'm feeling accustomed to, like that saying, that basically saying what, like, sometimes you can, like, if you put a frog in boiling water, it will jump out because it's really hot. But if you put the frog and boil it with the water, so the water is cold, and then you just put the frog in there, and then you just boil it from the bottom of the pan, it will be cooked. I feel like I'm that frog right now. The second one, the one that is being cooked. I feel like I have accepted my I have accepted my fate. More like I don't know, I no longer have the energy to fight it. Probably that's a lot more accurate. Anyway, that's me for today. Thanks for listening this far. If you're listening this far, I hope everyone's doing well, to be honest. And also, poor tea is really good for winter if you're in Australia, because it's gonna be really cold again soon in winter. So yeah, I'll see you later. Thanks for listening. Bye, everyone.